Today we're going to review a little toy that I've wanted for a while. The Insta360 One X2. I've had a 360 camera before. It was a big, bulky one. And I've really been wanting a low profile one. I love the shots. I've been following these guys on Instagram for a while and their shots are so killer. And not even just for the full 360 view. I really want it for my riding POVs. If we could get like that up and down frame with a little more, even if it's like just for a little more vision that we could turn and see more sides, you know? Like there seems to be a crash at every race lately, so I want to make sure I capture those crashes every lap. And I just went ahead and got the whole starter pack. I didn't know exactly what I was gonna need. So first off, we have the unicorn mount, which some of you have seen me use this on with my other action cameras. It looks like it mounts right up to a like a normal GoPro mount. So luckily, depending on what mounts you have on your helmet, you won't have to take those off, and it looks like they're pretty universal. We have a selfie stick that, oh, it's a long one. I assumed was very needed. The bike bundle. Another little unicorn pole, I guess. You can stick a shorter one. Maybe you wanna stick it straight up in your head. I don't know. These cameras give so many options because it's a 360 view. You can either do like one side camera or both sides. When you're filming, it's filming all around you. We have a chesty. I think everybody's seen this one. It's the same setup as another action camera you might have seen, which is convenient. We can switch over mounts. We have a handlebar mount, whatever area of your bike or whatever you want to put it on, hook it to. Everything else is little accessories, extra little mounts that look very similar to another brand, so, which is good. I'm not knocking that at all. Like that's actually, because I'm sure everybody out there has these kind of mounts from an old camera or whatever, so having it universal makes everything pretty convenient because I have so many of these little things right here. Now for the actual unboxing of the camera. I have already opened this stuff up. This is the Insta360 camera. That's one side. That is another side. That is actually a viewing screen. Boom. Now you can just put it in your head like that. It can view here. I'm guessing we can put it straight up in there. I don't know, first time using it, so we're gonna try all these options. What really attracted me to this camera was they say the selfie pole or the selfie stick, whatever you want to call it, is invisible, which I've never seen in frame of any of their videos that they post. That was honestly one of the biggest things that attracted me to this camera, was the fact that it looked like the camera was just floating with you, or say if it's behind you, it looks like a drone is following you, which is super cool for, especially for when you're self-filming like I do. I'm always filming by myself or whatnot, so this can give it a completely different perspective. So I guess let's check out this camera, let's see what it's got. Like I said, we have a lens on this side and we have a lens on this side. I'm assuming this is the front. Over on the side here, you got these little doors. You charge it, simple. Be careful because this thing falls off really easy, so don't over pull it. You get these two little switches, pop them both, and the door is actually connected to the battery. So here's the battery. It's got the rubber seal around the side to keep it all waterproof, because this is a waterproof camera. I don't know how deep. That should be an easy one to look up, but honestly, I'm not in the water much, so it wasn't really a priority for me to look into. Power button, push and hold it. There we go. I'll go ahead and do a disclaimer now. I have done very little research on this camera. Very little as in almost none. We'll figure this out together so you guys can see yourself. We're in like the half frame. See where it says 150? Well, I'm guessing it's only using half the camera. If we hit that. Okay, now we're on 360. Hit the little, oh, see? So then it shows you what this side camera is viewing and then what the other side camera is viewing. We have it in 4K at 30 frames. Let's see what we can switch it to. So we got 5.7K, 4K, and 3K. That's actually as low as it goes. I don't really use 4K often, but I assume you have to have that for 360. We're gonna stick with 4K at 30 frames. So if you swipe up from the bottom, you got photo mode, standard video mode, and time-lapse mode. Okay, so if you swipe left, it gets into viewing. That's when I just hit record on it earlier in the house. All right, so this is a cool one I saw. Notice the frame is upright. Say if you were gonna do it on Instagram or something. If you click this little icon in the bottom right corner, it actually rotates it to widescreen. This will be the setting that I'll do for YouTube, and then if I do Instagram stuff, set it up this way. So when I'm in the half frame, I can switch it over to 1080, so you're not filming in 4K. I don't like filming in 4K because I really just don't have the setup. Like, my laptop will do it, but I just hate having those big files, and I don't really need to zoom in anything, so I just keep it 1080. It looks clear on TV. That's all I'm really worried about. Connect this to the phone. I think connecting this to the phone will be a little easier. It's just the Insta360 One X2 app. I assume they're all the same, but that's the one it called for this camera. When you open the app, you'll hear this. You'll hear like a shutter sound, and the screen actually cuts off. It walks you through all the steps. It even gives you a little editing guide, which is super helpful because editing 360 video can be pretty confusing. So I got one of the mounts that came straight out of the Insta360 box. I have mount on my helmet already. I have one on top and I have one on the back. If I use like my unicorn pole, I do a second one just to have like a second anchor point so a big pole is not hinging off one plastic mount, but that's super convenient. The mounts are pretty universal and they switch through. So if you already have these mounts on your helmet, you're dialed. I'm thinking since I have two mounts, we'll do one straight up and down, I'll do one straight out forward, and we'll do one straight out the back and see what it looks like. Doesn't get as tight as I thought, so we might have to actually just, yeah. I might actually be able to use my personal one. Here's my homemade unicorn pole. This is just two pieces of aluminum flat bar. I drilled a bunch of holes in it, that way I had different placements. Put it on our head like this, and get some rad shots. All right, here we have it. We got our two anchor points, because you gotta remember there's a lot of weight hanging off here, you know, so if it's just pivoting on a little plastic mount, you're probably gonna take a chance of it cracking or breaking, so I like to put a second one, that way it's solid, you know, it's not going anywhere. So to make the pole completely invisible, I imagine it needs to be in a perfectly straight line. All right, this is gonna be our first view. Actually, before I get into this one, I want to show you guys what my real, like, the ultimate goal for this camera is. If you came across this video purely for the review and you don't subscribe to me already, I'm a professional BMX and mountain bike racer, and I do a lot of action cam POVs. So a lot of the times I have the camera right here under my visor, and this is my charger. Say if the camera's here, it's always kind of in my view, and I want like a smaller one. And if I angle it, it changes the view we have, right? So that's what I thought, a 360 camera, if I can get it somehow mounted like that, it's gonna be nice and tucked away, and it'll get, I really wanna have more of the rider cockpit area as well as the race going on, and then if I have guys next to me racing, you wanna be able to see that action. So that's why I was thinking the 360 camera is gonna work so good for this, so. That's the idea, but that's another day. Let's see how far it sticks out. I run my other action camera on here quite a bit, and it's kind of heavy. This one actually feels a little lighter. Hit record, so I'll see you from that angle. All right, first up, we'll take you for a spin around the property on the mountain bike. So we are in the 360 view in 4K. What's nice so far is I actually can't see you guys. I can't see the camera right now, which is nice because sometimes it kind of gets distracting when you're riding and you got a big unicorn pole out in front of you. If it works, let's take a little 360 view around my property real quick. All the nice greenery that's coming back because summer is back. All right, so that was the view out in front of us. Since the pole's already set up like this, we'll flip it, or we'll put the camera on this end, and we'll do the same shot from behind and see how that looks. Ooh. Definitely a little heavier. I should have counterweighted it forward, but it'll be good enough for this video. Can't even reach the... Oh! Button is like right on top under the screen. Head back to the shop and get another angle. It's actually kind of heavy off the back like that. I've never ran the camera off the back like that. All right, so now I want to do one upright at 360. Little tip for my action sports athletes out there. If you do all these wild poles and different views, when I get a new helmet, this is my old helmet, same as my full face. I use my old helmet and just put a bunch of mounts on there. That way when you're competing, you're not the guy with the helmet with mounts everywhere. And that way, I mean, this one used to have one off the side as well. But that way, you always have a helmet that's like strictly for getting these angles. So I do that with a half shell and a full face. I'm gonna use this selfie stick for the pole, so it sticks over the head quite a bit. But I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna extend it all the way out and actually see what that looks like too. Recording. Let's see how this looks. So now you should be able to get a full tour of the property. Let's just go ahead and do a 360 right now. Not, we don't have to get wild on this one. Just gonna turn around. Let's see. I'm gonna extend you all the way. Well, this is the first. I can only imagine how I'll look right now. Hopefully we're getting the shot though. I don't know how it's so hot. Whoa! Yep, too much leverage. So I did a wheelie and it fell on me. Surprisingly enough, the mountain's still holding up. We got you attached at the handlebars. This is not a view I would normally use. The screen is facing me, that way I can see it. But there's a lot of movement on the handlebars. Like right now, I'm watching the camera shake around pretty bad. That's why I usually attach it to the body. When you're riding bikes, the body's always a little more still than the bicycle that you're riding. So like right now, you're getting all the vibration through the handlebars. So I really just want to use this to really kind of check the stability. Seeing how I just got this camera, I'm not gonna go jump or anything because I just don't want to break this little plastic mount. I don't want to, I'm sure it will hold up, but it's just, I'm unsure, you know? So I'm going through the bumpiest area of my yard, so the camera's shaking around. It'll be good to see how smooth this footage right here is. All right. All right, so there it is. Now that we got all those clips, I guess I'll take you inside and see if we can get this edited up. All right, I'm gonna show you how to link up the Insta360 and also edit a video. Power on. Open up Insta360 app. Summer sales. We wanna make sure our Wi-Fi and our Bluetooth is on. We're gonna come down here, hit that yellow button. Join, connect Wi-Fi. Connected, complete. So from here, hit the yellow button. So I think we could change this view. Hey! Just change it on our phone. We can go up, down, anywhere we want. But you guys can do that on your own. I want to show you how to edit a video. This is a lap at the BMX track. See how there's that little plus sign down there? That's where the recording is gonna start. We're gonna put that plus sign where we want to start the video. So I want to come down here right as I get on the gate. We're gonna hit plus, and now we're gonna do viewfinder, I believe. Yeah, so now we're in viewfinder. So now we can look anywhere we want on the screen. What we can do, see this little red record button, we're gonna click and hold that, and as it's recording, it's recording anything you view. You go left, zooms in, right, zooms out. And now, so I'm riding, so if I want to turn around, we literally just turn around. Now we can zoom further out, we can zoom way in. Say I want to look ahead again, we just turn around. It's actually super simple. This is the easiest 360 editing I've ever done. We can turn, follow along, go the other direction, and that's it. Let go of recording, and then we hit this check mark, and then we got save, export. We're gonna do export reframe video because we want to export the video that we just created, not the full 360. So that's saved to my phone. All right, and this is the final product. And that's it. It's literally that easy. Right here, palm size, Insta360 1x2. So I have to say, I am super happy with the Insta360. Like I said before, I've played with other 360 cameras in the past, and usually they're bulky or the editing is just really too much of a headache. Yes, I could put the effort in and learn the programming on my computer, but honestly, I just want to have this super easy in my pocket, ready to go. Film a POV. I want to do everything from my phone so I can upload it to social media platforms so you guys can see it pretty instantly. That's my biggest thing, the editing and how simple that is. I mean, obviously you can hit record and shoot anywhere. You don't even have to worry about having the shot because it's such a 360 view. I'm sold. I'm gonna be using this a lot more often. They have an even smaller version I haven't been able to get yet. That fingers crossed I can pull the trigger on that one soon. If you guys want to have your own Insta360, starting today, June 1st, they're doing a huge summer sale, and it's across their whole website on whatever products. Check my description below, and I have all the details on that sale, including promo codes and all the discounts you can receive. I hope you guys liked it. I'm gonna be playing with this thing a lot more often. So until then, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Peace.